Sairam everyone, welcome back to our history class. Let's continue with our lesson Socialism in Europe and the Russian Revolution. Before we continue, let's do a small recap of what we have learned in the last class. We learned that the French Revolution opened up the possibility of bringing change in the society, that is, the ideas of liberty and equality and freedom was given by the French Revolution. Then we saw European society was divided into three distinct groups: liberals, radicals and conservative. This division was based on the degree of change to be brought in the society, right? Then Industrial Revolution that took place. England was the place where Industrial Revolution took place first. And this Industrial Revolution had great impact on the society, European society. Some positive impact and some negative. Positive ones were new cities came up, new industrial regions developed, and also railways expanded. But the negative part was the workers who were employed in these industries, they were exploited. And how they were exploited? Long work hours coupled with low wages, they were paid very less, plus housing and sanitation problem for them. These liberals and radicals were property owners and employers too. They were the rich people. We studied that. And these people, these radicals and these liberals, they believe that workers should be healthy and educated. This will help the owner, the employer. That's what they thought. Okay. Now the new group, nationalists, along with radicals and liberals, they all wanted to put an end to monarchy because they were all against private ownership of property. Nationalists, they wanted to create a nation with equal rights for its citizen. This is what we studied in the last class. Now let's continue with our lesson. The coming of socialism in Europe. Now let's see how socialism came to Europe. Now everyone wanted that their society should be based on the ideas of socialism. In the mid of 19th century, socialism was a well-known body of ideas in Europe. And this ideas of socialism attracted attention of many people in the European society. These socialists were against private property. They thought that this as the root cause, what private ownership of property was a root cause of social differences or social ills of the time. The reason was this property owners, they gave employment to the people, right? But they were concerned only with personal gain for them and not with the welfare of the workers who made their property productive. They were least bothered about the workers. They believed that society as a whole, they means a socialist. Socialists believe that society as a whole should control property rather than individual. Plus, more attention should be paid to collective social interest. Socialists wanted this change and they campaigned for it. Understand? This is what we are learning in this part. How socialism came to Europe. Children, there were many questions that arose. How could a society without property operate? Because why this question was arose? Because they didn't believe in private ownership, right? So one of the question was, how could a society without property operate? The other one was, what could be the basis of socialist society? Now, these socialists had different visions of the future. Some believed in the ideas of cooperatives. We will talk about some of the socialists over here. I'll begin with Robert Owens. He was born in the year 1771 and he died in 1858. He was a leading English textile manufacturer. Yes, he was the owner of textile industry. He was also a social reformer. He was one of the founder of utopian socialism and cooperative movements. Yes, he was known for his efforts to improve factory working conditions. Though he was a factory owner, but he worked for factory workers, for his factory workers, and he promoted experimental socialist communities. Now, Robert Owen built a cooperative community. Look at your monitor. And this cooperative community was called New Harmony. And this he built in a place called Indiana, that is in USA. Can you see on your monitor? Very good. But the other socialists felt that it was not possible to build cooperatives on a wide scale through individuals. They demanded that government should encourage cooperatives. Now we will study about another socialist, Louis Blanc. He was born in the year 1813. He was a French politician and also historian, a socialist who favored reforms. He called for the creation of cooperatives in order to guarantee employment for the urban poor. He wanted the government to encourage cooperatives and replace the property owners or capitalists' enterprises. These cooperatives were to be association of people who produce goods together, and then they divided the profits according to the work done by the members. So he also believed in cooperatives. Yeah, here it is, Louis Blanc. He died in the year 1882. Let's move further and talk about other socialists. Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels, they also believed in socialist ideas. They added to this argument. First, I'll talk to you about Karl Marx. Karl Marx was born on 5th May 1880. He was a German philosopher, economist, historian, sociologist, political theorist, journalist, and socialist revolutionary. He studied law and philosophy. Have you heard about him? Yeah? Okay. Now, let's talk about Friedrich Engels. He too was a German philosopher. He was a historian, a communist, a social scientist, sociologist, journalist, a businessman too. He was born on 20th November 1820. Now, his collection of work done with Karl Marx laid the ground of modern communism. Okay. Now I'll tell you about Marx. Karl Marx argued that these societies were capitalist. These capitalists, they owned the capital that was invested in the factories. But profit of this capitalist was produced by the workers, right now. They were just investing money. The workers were doing the productive work. Okay. And so the condition of the workers would not improve as long as that profits was accumulated by private capitalists. He thought that these workers had to overthrow this capitalism, the rule of private property owner. He believed that workers had to construct radically, socialist society. Workers have to come forward and do this, where all the property was socially controlled. This will help the workers' exploitation by the capitalists. That is, the workers will not be exploited anymore by the capitalists. This would be a communist society that was the natural society of the future. Okay. Now let's move on to another topic, that is support for socialism. Now by 1870s, these socialist ideas spread all over Europe. Socialists formed an association, that is international body. Okay, and this international body was called the Second International, and this body was formed to coordinate their efforts. Okay, what happened was, in England and in Germany, workers began forming associations, right? These associations fought for better living and working conditions of the workers. This is happening in Germany and England, remember this. Now funds were set up, to help the members in times of distress, and they also demanded a reduction of working hours, because workers were forced to work for long hours. So they demanded reduction in working hours, and also right to vote. See, so many demands they had. In Germany, these associations worked along with Social Democratic Party, that is SPD. And what did it do? It helped to win parliamentary seats. Now, Labour Party was formed by the socialists and the trade unions in Germany. That was in the year 1905. Okay, and in France, this socialist party was formed. Okay. Now we saw people were attracted to these socialist ideas. We saw many socialist parties were emerging, were formed in different parts of Europe. But children, this socialists now, they never succeeded in forming government in Europe till 1914. Yes, they never formed government, but their ideas did shape legislation. But the government was run by whom? Can you tell me? Yes, it was the conservatives, liberals and the radicals, but not the socialists. Now we will come to another part of the lesson, that is the Russian Revolution. Very interesting topic. Okay, now children, socialists took over the government in Russia through October Revolution of 1970. We are going to study this, or the fall of monarchy in February 1970, and the events that took place in October, are called as Russian Revolution. This all we are going to study. This all events, this all revolution we are going to study over here. But before we read about this revolution, let's go back and look at Russia a few years before the revolution. We will begin with, see, can you see this map over here? The green shaded area is nothing but the Russian Empire, the regions, the area under the Russian Empire. Okay, now let's talk about the Russian Empire in 1914. Okay, did you see someone on your monitor? He is none other than Tsar Nicholas II. Okay, Tsar Nicholas II. This Tsar Nicholas II, he ruled Russia and also its empire, that is the territories under Russia, in 1914. Now, which were these territories under the Russian Empire? It is today's territories around Moscow, you can say, current day Finland, then Latvia, then Lithuania, then Estonia, then parts of Poland, then Ukraine, and also Belarus. Okay, its empire stretched to the Pacific, and it comprised of today's Central Asian states as well as Georgia, Armenia and Azerbaijan. They were the all countries under the Russian Empire. Now, in Russia, let's talk about religion over here. In Russia, majority of people followed Russian Orthodox Christianity, and this they had grown out from Greek Okay, Orthodox Church, Greek Orthodox Church. And what about the empire under the Rashid? Okay, what about their religion? This empire, this territory under them included people following, people who were Catholics, who were Protestants, even Muslims and Buddhists. Okay, people following different religion were there under their empire. Children, we are talking about the Russian Empire before Russian Revolution took place in Russia. We are talking about the Russian society. We will continue with the same topic in the next class. I'll stop over here. We will meet very soon in the next class. Thank you. Take care.